controller.
Okay. I guess I should probably actually grab both of your streams too.
Why isn't it working? It says it's connected. So trying again.
I've personally noticed whenever I unplug and plug in a controller again that UFO 50 is sometimes weird about recognizing it, so if you end up needing to restart the client or whatever, that's fine too.
Yeah, I've had the same problems.
It is a Bluetooth controller, so it's not quite as simple. But, yeah, that'll probably help if I restart it. Okay, yeah, that worked. Okay. Thank you.
No worries. I just realized that I've had the same problem quite a lot, actually.
Hey, I think I'm ready. Wait, where's my phone? There it is. Okay,
Just gonna say, just go ahead and go live again, and then I think we should be good. So while we are waiting on the second feed to start, I'll go ahead and just do the intro stuff. Hi everyone. Welcome to some more UFO 50 Bingo. We are back in B2 for another Week 7 matchup between Heckaroni and Zuzu. Feel free to say hi, y'all.
Hello?
Hello, hello, hello.
So both players probably know the rules by now, but just for stream's sake, both players will mute and deafen once I'm done with this intro stuff. I will give them a 5-4.
I'll be right back. I'm sorry.
No worries. I will end up giving them a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 countdown, and then a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to reveal.
So I just had to let my cat in. She's gonna start annoying me during the match.
Oh man, yeah, I don't know where my cat is, but he will do the same.
I've heard of some cat havoc that's been wreaked during some bingo, so probably a good call. Okay, let me stop watching there and then start watching again. And then that is good for stream also, right? Yep, okay. So, sorry about that. So, hour 45 for the players to go through the board after their minute to review it. Both players will be muted and deafened and not able to look at each other's screens, and will only have information available to them based on what their opponent's marking on the board and stuff. Game will end after a player gets a bingo, or if a bingo isn't able to be gotten, it'll go to majority. Players, if I have anything I need to ask of y'all, I'll just do it in the bingo sync chat, and if necessary, I'll just try to flash a square over and over again, just so if you see anything in red, I guess try to be on the lookout for that. But
Gotcha.
otherwise, I think we're good. If y'all have anything else you want to say now, go ahead and go for it.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
Alrighty. So, once you do, there we go, is muted and deafened. I need to get live split open, but then I will ask the players if they're ready. They'll get a 5-second countdown to their board. Okay, they're both ready, so whenever live split is open. Hop over to here. Pink and brown. Alright, the players have revealed the board. I will reveal the board and stuff to y'all as well. A very hard center square, and honestly a very hard goal, to be honest. We have 6 gifts from games on this card. Amy, defeat a boss in 6 games, Easter egg UFO in 5, and 3 cherry discs. I do think this is already a pretty friendly board for cherry discs, to be honest, because there's Pin Golf, Waldorf, and what other game you happen to be comfortable at. Boston 6 is also a pretty fast general goal. It's a good board for gifts, because there's a couple of gifts that are on here already. We get to see one of my favorite party house squares, potentially, so it should be pretty fun. Both players are, I believe, in playoff contention right now, and will be doing their best to try to secure their spots here. So Zuzu immediately hopping into Mortal 2, while Heckaroni is going to go ahead and get this Night Manor Gold Disc. Oh, I think Zuzu happening to also see Night Manor Gold Disc on the card. Definitely a good one to go for here. Potentially even worth doing the cherry later, but definitely not right now. It feels like Season 1 vibes. I don't think I've gotten to commentate a Night Manor Gold Disc race this season. So for those that don't know, Night Manor Gold Disc is one of the fastest gold discs in the game, and also a pretty consistent one, honestly, because you're not really interacting with like 90% of this game. But you can see just how close these racers are. Oh no, you gotta tap them first. They're suddenly tied. I've made that mistake in my practice runs. Alright, so that's a gift for both players, by the way. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. You gotta grab it first. A little bit of nerves. I think both players know this is very likely a head-to-head Night Manor Gold Disc race. When you're given a Night Manor Gold Disc on the card, it's almost certainly one of the first things you go for, especially when it's a center square like this. With that little bit of fumbling, it looks like Heckaroni has regained their like 1 screen advantage here. I think Heckaroni is, yeah, this is suddenly very close. Oh, and with that menu optimization, Zuzu actually pulled ahead. I was gonna mention it, but you actually want to grab both the drain cleaner and one of the things off the wall just to kind of stuff your inventory in this run. And if you grab 2 things, it basically pushes the shovel into the back. I've never thought to use the key on the door first, but that's definitely a better call. Oh, this is so close. Who's marking it off first? Oh, that is tragic if you're Heckaroni. That was like about as close as you could possibly get in that. And honestly, a very back and forth race. I had a marker for that one to make sure that that race gets clipped, because that was a pretty hype Night Manor Gold Disc race. it came down to the menu optimization in the final room. And meanwhile, Heckaroni and Zuzu will both be getting their gifts in this game pretty fast. We see pin golf here. The Waldorf goal, by the way, read 5 signs, is pretty fast. Most likely gonna try to just go for the cherry here if I had to guess. This pin golf goal will be first place. That is the coolest way I think I've seen that hole-in-one set up. That was cool. You don't normally get to see the flaming dunk off of those first triangles to get through there like that. And in a way, we have 2 golf games on screen, because Waldorf kind of plays a lot like pin golf once you get down to it. Pin golf has a dunking mechanic, and Waldorf has a like flying mechanic, basically. So, good news is, with this goal, you can like, as long as you're anywhere near par on a lot of these holes, you're fine. Zuzu jumping off the edge. Gonna pick up that fish on the way back at least, which is good. And I don't think we started in pin golf to get the UFO here. So it'll likely be just a reset if they end up doing a UFO rush later. I think this is just for that pin golf score. This D&B mix is good, but then there's always this like one part that they just feel like they're yelling at me. But then it's like fine after that, so. Nice dunk there. Heckaroni showing off some nice backup strats for making pin golf consistent. And meanwhile, we are already at hole 9. Juggle pit can be a little bit of a struggle sometimes, but a 2-stroke there is fine. Definitely in first place by like 12 strokes. And gonna stay in for the cherry. Makes sense. I wouldn't be surprised to see both players stick in for the cherries in these games. Also, I gotta say, I think this is the first time I've started a cast where the players' colors have been the right colors and the boards are actually, like, legible. I feel like every other cast I've done this season, I'm, like, frantically tweaking one normally at the start of the game, but not today. Only took me till week 7. So I believe, if I remember right, the 5th sign in Waldorf will always say, "Have you figured it out yet?" I don't know how many signs. I want to say that's like 3 or 4 if I remember right. But I'm gonna be honest, I haven't been paying attention to the signs. I did see them just get the gift right there, though. So definitely looking like Zuzu's gonna be able to get the gold here, but I don't know if they have enough money for the cherry. And if that's the case, I don't entirely know what this helps. Because he already got the gift. I mean, you did get the gold there. I guess just finishing out that run. For what it's worth, the Waldorf signs don't actually have to be in the same run because the game is randomly generated. So for instance, this back-to-back sign right here, "Are you catching on yet?" guarantees if you wanted to, could have just read the 6th sign for basically free. Okay. Meanwhile, we are seeing pin golf for Zuzu as well. Just for a gift, most likely. Yeah. Okay, so looking like a pretty quick gift rush here. Onion delivery is also a gift that is definitely possible. And I think that it looks like Heckaroni sees that as well. So one of the interesting things about bingo boards where the center square is like really, really hard and neither player feels comfortable about it, is it does sort of set up an interesting dynamic for the rest of the match. Because typically, obviously, if you have the center square, you have like a ton of bingo lines you can work off of, and kind of mutually assured neither player is going to be going for the square until one of the later ones, or if they happen to get a bingo set up around it. Sort of changes like every other space value as well. It's kind of interesting because you don't really feel it until you're like in a match where like you know for a fact that neither you or your opponent is going to try that center square for a while. Hey Gary, how's it going? We've had a pretty fun, fast-paced match here so far. Double onion delivery, trying to both have 10 deliveries made on the counter. Tied up 8-8, and it looks like the Clumps is probably in a worse spot here. Although, to be honest, both of them kind of got a delivery. Gotta go to Jurley's, of course. Meanwhile, Enforce HQ is pretty close by. But there is only 20 seconds left. Onion Academy is much more on the way back, but gotta be careful. You don't actually have to win the day. Oh, but there's 10 days. Oh no, but Heckaroni's not marking it. Heckaroni, mark it. Heckaroni. Okay. Zuzu ended up flaming out anyway, but oh my god, that was close. Yeah, I was kind of excited because I haven't actually gotten to use my little color picker thing to pick a brown yet, and I actually like drawing with brown and stuff. I used to not, but then I started using brown as just like a nice warm neutral to stuff. And it goes with quite a lot if you're careful. And Heckaroni making the good call to stick around in here for day 2 just to get a gift out of this. We'll tie up gifts 3-3, and both players will have gotten pretty quick gifts overall. Zuzu could be mostly just trying to get a quick boss in Mini and Max here. Would be the first boss of the game for either player. There is the Mini and Max square for collecting a big shiny, which I guess they could be doing right now, just in case they see that Heckaroni's working on that center right now. And I guess, to be honest, out of the games that are on the card, or the spaces that are on that metal row, the Mini and Max Big Shiny is probably the fastest. Yeah, I've artistically grown to appreciate brown quite a lot. I used to kind of avoid it a lot in my art, but I've recently been using it a lot more and definitely like it. Okay. I am happy also that we're seeing Golf Area, because this game's pretty fast. I learned it a couple of weeks ago, and as someone who is normally not very comfortable in Golf Area, well, thankfully Violet was in the stream and happened to coach me through a lot of them, but even with just the stuff in the resource doc, it went pretty well to learn stuff. The 3 clubs here are all pretty much right next to each other, honestly, if you're careful. And one thing I learned during my golf area practice that I'll just try to spread here is you definitely don't want to be like full power shots all the time. Hey Van, how's it going? How was the rest of the match? Welcome in, everyone. We are just getting started on a B2, basically playoff game. Both Heckaroni and Zuzu are competing for playoff spots right now. And there is 1 club down. Gonna grab the second one over here. I like this shot coming up in golf area, by the way, for those that haven't seen it. So, don't want to grab that. You want to like line yourself up over here on the wall right here. You got to be a little bit closer, but you might be able to make it up here. Yeah. But you also get stroke refresh if you get the thing, so you can afford to line yourself up a lot of the time. The only time consuming part is if you end up accidentally warping yourself out. Oop. Yeah, I personally like to be more in the corner here to make sure that that doesn't happen, but I think this will work too. Meanwhile, Mini and Max seems to be going okay. I think unfortunately to be able to get a big shiny you do have to get the additional shrink potion. So I think Zuzu now realizing that is looking around for the rest of that. I personally need to practice my Mini and Max goals a bit again. Oh no, warping back out with 3 is tough. Taking the reset, that's very fair. Although, to be honest, now you have to figure out where that is if you're not super familiar with golf area. And if you're not super familiar with golf area, it could theoretically just be like a reset here, I think. Also, why is this still cut off? Welcome back, bud.
Off?
No.
Maybe I did.
Hi, Winter. How's it going? Hope the match went well. I had to leave towards the middle portion of it to get ready for stream today. Both you and Keaton were playing really well though, so. One of them was mine, one of them was yours. I don't know. Could have been better. That happens sometimes. I didn't know you could step on those guys on the corner. Alright, so it looks like Heckaroni has a better setup here. He has just enough power to be able to get up there, grab the second club, and then go down here.
Not leave that sticking out so far.
I didn't mean to, sorry.
Go that way. Why hold up?
So I think Heckaroni, again, trying to just get a general restart to try to figure out where they're at for their third club. Meanwhile, we're seeing Mooncat probably just for the 2 warps, which will also count as a gift. I guess you could play through to the gold disc to be able to defeat a boss in a game, but Also, hi Canvas and Pine, welcome in. So we are in the area for the third club, so just gotta get our way over to it, grab this space. Could stay in to grab the Blockbuster, I guess, if you want a quick gift too. But we're gonna potentially see a Mooncat snipe here, I think. Oh, interesting. I think if you play through that warp, you get a second warp at the end of that room. But Zuzu instead deciding to quit out and go to the other warp on the red egg route. I don't actually know if that's faster, so could potentially be a snipe in Heckaroni's direction here.
I feel warm too.
Not really, no. Okay, it actually looks like Heckaroni is also just doing the red egg route here, so looking like Zuzu's probably gonna snipe this. Both players got a gift out of this also, by the way. Interesting that both players are taking the option to reset and just go to the other one. Because I think either of these rooms and warping back out would probably be faster than redoing these first two rooms, but I guess I haven't timed it out. Just kind of feels like it would be faster to do either of these rooms here. Definitely not faster. Yeah, that's kind of what it felt like, but I guess I wasn't sure. So actually, oh wow, that actually ended up being a very close snipe, because Zuzu was about to get sniped by Heckaroni, who was very close to that second warp there. So that's 2 snipes so far for Zuzu over Heckaroni on the closest Night Manor Gold Disc race I've maybe ever seen, and Mooncat. And now suddenly that bottom row is actually looking a little scary if you're Heckaroni, because winning one battle in Lords of Disconia is much faster than the center square of having to win a full war. Friendship Bracelet is a pretty quick gift, and Easter Egg UFOs is a pretty fast general goal. So Heckaroni being blessed by the fish to be able to get that gift very fast. Alright, and spotting the synergy there. Nicely done. So this will presumably be Campanella 2 for obtaining the Friendship Bracelet, which is also the gift here. And meanwhile we see Cyber Owls for potentially gift number 5 here, assuming that Zuzu's able to beat the rescue mission. Personally, my favorite part of Cyber Owls now. So this might actually end up coming down to Campanella 2 RNG, depending on how quickly this rescue minigame goes. Because I assume Zuzu actually sees the same thing. Although, to be honest, this Quibble Race goal right here also has some pretty decent synergy. Because I'm pretty sure your sponsored Quibble just has to win anyway.
Ew, Slay, did you bleach your hair?
Looks like it.
Ew. No.
I feel like that Lords of Disconia score should say or higher. Yeah, because I guess you could just theoretically play one commander difficulty war and win and get 2 spaces on this board. That's probably worth clarifying, because obviously like 90% of the time you're just going to play on night difficulty. But in this specific board instance, it might actually be worth it to suck it up and just hope that Lords of Disconia is nice to you. The Octavio mosh pit, yeah. My favorite part of Camp 2, thinking you're landing and instead you take 1 damage crashing into the ground and then land right after. So Cyberell's unfortunately being a little mean with the rescue minigame. It is also randomly generated, so sometimes you can get some pretty mean layouts, and if you end up getting that auto player that you were expecting to win with, it can sometimes be a little hard.
The capture got extended on hex screen over the bingo board.
Oh. Whoops. That is very surprising, because it doesn't actually look like that on here, but thank you.
Yeah, it does.
Did heckaroni resize? Because this is not even close to their layout now. Which I just fixed, so...
Yeah, I don't know. I'm glad I saw that.
Yeah, thank you for pointing that out, because...
Well, I'm glad Canvas said something that I saw.
Thank you, Canvas, and also Bun. Yeah, so, Cyberell's rescue minigame not being super nice, and neither was Camp 2. Did they jump off? What happened there?
I was gonna say, is the other one messed up too? It is, it just not covering anything.
What happened to the captures? I just fixed that.
Yuri says, I think that's just from the French updates.
Oh.
I think that was about that anyway.
Alright, well, we're getting head-to-head Camp 2. I don't think that we actually saw the Cyberell's gift cleared there, so this might just be seeing that Camp 2 has the gift available there. We did see a reset on Heckaroni's side, so this is pretty close. Like, I think this is just the end of Burrows 1.
Just your official chat reader, sorry.
That's okay. I need it and appreciate it, thank you. Looks like both captures are fine now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Guri's gotten a bunch of boards with Devolution and Camp 2 on it and is eating good tonight. So we do end up doing the side-scrolling in Burrows 1 to get the money generation, but I don't entirely understand why, because the friendship bracelet's only 100, and unless you are planning on making this one of your cherries, which, I mean, I guess you could. It's fast enough that it's reasonable, but would be one of the most impressive cherries of the season if it ended up happening. So I believe, yeah, I was gonna say, seeing the bombs, Heckaroni is in Burrows too, but gotta be careful with 1 health left. Don't see the quick mashing, but that's okay. So Zuzu is only like a half level behind, but also has way more health. All we need... Oh, never mind. Camp 2 being Camp 2, making me shut up immediately. There is a shop there. Might be worth it, but also... if Heckaroni gets lucky here, which immediately dropping down a pit with nothing is not super helpful. Also gonna have to grab some stars here to make sure that they have enough fuel to actually explore this area. More woods is being more woods. Kind of really gotta hope that this is the one that you need. And it's not. Kind of unfortunate here. Because I think Heckaroni would have really liked to go into that shop and grab some health. But is now kind of just hoping that they find another door at all. Ironically enough, having the friendship bracelet right now would be pretty dang helpful. Just gonna have to collect these stars and really hope that there's a red door anywhere near here. Where are all the doors? What is this layout? Oh my god. I don't even blame them. There's the door, but how are you gonna get all the way over there? Yep, running out of money. Oh. I think they can make it. Oh my god, this is so close. I've never seen it come down to the money. It's gotta be in this door. No, you gotta try. I think if they would have floated around and like did that optimally, I think they might have been able to get that. Oh yeah, they can get to the door, but the money's gone. That's a good point. I guess there's not really too much you can do at that point. Never mind, winner was right. It would have been hyped to try to go for the door anyway, I think, but it also was, I guess, a waste of time at that point. So, good news for Heckaroni. The Vanger gift is also pretty fast, and defeating a boss is pretty much right along the way. Also, it looks like Zuzu bought an upgrade and is probably not going to be able to afford the friendship bracelet for a very different reason. So this friendship bracelet might be sticking around for a little bit. Yeah, the fuel ring wouldn't have been able to spawn before the door would have closed, so I think no matter what, they were kind of in a rough spot there, but that was also just a very rough More Woods generation, which unfortunately happens. Got a game over anyway, but I think actually wouldn't have mattered because didn't have enough money for the friendship bracelets anyway. Yeah, this unfortunately can happen in Camp. I think everyone who's played Camp 2 for any extended time is just like, yep, that's Camp 2, alright. You think you gotta run, and then the game says no. And meanwhile, over on Heckaroni's side, once they grab this heat mod, this will be a pretty quick gift, and should be their last gift anyway. So also seeing the other good synergy on this. Oh, got sniped. That happens. I've been sniped by those guys trying to go into the door a lot of times also. So this is what I meant by Camp 2 is one of those games that's like hypothetically fast. But if the game kind of just decides you're dead, then there's not much you can do about it. Alright, and that's gift number 6. So a little less incentive for Zuzu to stay in now if this run doesn't go well. Like obviously this is still a space on the board that helps them a lot. So it would make sense for them to stick in here for a little bit, but I wouldn't be surprised like if this run specifically went poorly if they switched out after. Hi Skousin, how's it going? Hope everyone's doing well today, by the way. Happy Thursday. And this will also be the first boss that either player clears here, looks like. Yeah, so there you go, quitting out. Gonna go Overbold now, presumably to get the double synergy here. Overbold is one of the possible cherries on the card for sure, so you end up getting overbowled, you can just grab Waldorf and pin golf to also lock up that square. And despite a pretty fast start from Zuzu and getting sniped twice, heckaroni's now up 5-3, which is pretty good comeback. It can be kind of hard mentally to be playing a game and get sniped once in a match, let alone twice. And being able to come back from that and still identify quick spaces, get a sniper your own back, and kind of balance stuff back out in favor definitely helps. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, Guri, is I think they had enough to reach the door, but then they would have just been sad and broke, and the shop would have kicked them out. As well, it's only 100, it is still 100 coins that you do have to have. That's why I personally like to kind of just grab some extra stars in Wave 1. Yeah, it's kind of like almost an afterthought if you're used to grabbing the money anyway, but especially in a bingo setting where you're actually like potentially racing an opponent in it, I definitely understand not having the funds for it necessarily. Alright, well, we do already see a red door here. That guy's not going down easy. Not the red door we need. This looks like another rough Moorwood spawn. Both players having a tough time in this map. Gonna need to just keep grabbing stars for the fuel and then also hope that the door doesn't close in time. Oh, I don't know if I would have grabbed those ones because now you can only grab one more. Okay, so we do see Get Me Out. Mission failed already, that's okay. Where are the red doors in this, y'all? Alright, right there. I'm pretty sure it has to be that one. There you go. Wow, that was an endeavor, and not even through the player's own. Like, that was just Camp 2 being real mean. Alright, and now hopping into Ninpek, which is pretty good bingo game. I know a lot of players tend to kind of shy away from Ninpek just because it's an auto-scroller. There's not much you can really do about it. But like in a situation like this where your opponent is potentially going for something completely else, it's a pretty consistent game, at least. Yeah, this is, I was mentioning it before the raid, but it's kind of interesting when you get a center square that's this hard, because it kind of does completely shape how the players like play around it. Like in a normal board, having these two squares right next to each other does sort of signify that this bingo's a threat, or that this bingo's the threat for the other player. But like, even if we see a successful run of an impact here, like if you're heckaroni, you still probably aren't super scared of this bingo threat until this boss in 6 different games square gets marked off. Just because when a full war on night difficulty is a very hard square, and Lords of Disconia is pretty notorious for being really mean. And yeah, the nice thing about bingo goals is they're definitely pretty fast. I missed what owl that was. It didn't look fast enough. Can you rewind on here a little bit? Probably 37 minutes on the timer.
There's no rewind thing out there.
Oh, cool. It's just not there. Never mind. If anyone happened to see the first successful owl that was cleared in Cyber Owls and wants to let me know, that would be helpful. Because for some reason my stream rewind VOD is not available.
Oh wait, hold on, I got it. To where?
Like 37 minutes. It was angle. Okay, thank you.
Why so far back?
Because I needed to see when they cleared a stage.
You got it already?
Yep.
Okay, well, I refreshed it there, so.
Thanks.
I'll be able to do it next time. Weird that it wasn't there before, though.
Yeah. So it's interesting that heckaroni is ending up leaving my favorite owl for last here, assuming that this Octavio run goes okay. Because I actually really like playing as Gwyn in the rescue mission. Oh, this is a tough spot to be in, though. Yeah, I think you would have had to kill that guy before going in that one-way tunnel. Alright. So Zuzu tied it back up 5-5. Currently, with the way the tiebreaker rules are, heckaroni still has the advantage here because they marked off their 5th square first. But if Zuzu comes back and marks off square number 6, which it looks like they're going to actually try to push this middle row bingo and potentially force heckaroni into that middle square. Because I imagine we're just popping back into mini and max for a quick boss. I guess theoretically that big shiny square. I think Zuzu pulling up the guide there to see if they can get through. Alright, we get Gwyn. Good job, Gwyn. Use that invisibility. This is a weird map for Gwyn, though. I don't think that's gonna help much. How do you even get into this? Yeah, that was a tough generation for Gwyn. I don't know how you would have gotten in there. Oh, we are popping into Lords of Disconia. Okay. So how many bosses? It's 1-0 on bosses, so it's kind of bold to be pushing this one already. Oh, we're doing the one on the bottom. Okay, this also makes sense. So it does look like we are seeing the row 5 push here. And neither player has a UFO, to my understanding, so this would be just a straight up UFO rush for both players. Yeah, I'd chariot all of Mini and Max without ever stepping foot in one of those weird big caves. I didn't even know they were a thing until I started studying for bingo goals and stuff. So as clarification for this goal, in case you are one of the many people, myself included, that misread it, Zuzu only has to win one of these battles, so like this screen for instance, as long as he's able to clear out these 3 enemy discs before his 3 die. That'll be the square for this. The middle square is the one where you have to win like the entire thing, but this square that Zuzu's actually working on, which is the one down here, all you have to do is just win one of these small battles. Although I do agree with Canvas that I think this should, or the center square should say knight or higher, in case you happen to get this other square, because it might have been worth it to stick around if you're Zuzu and like happen to win this, because it could theoretically be worth it to just see if you can get this hard center square also. Like right now it doesn't really, but so heckaroni keeps getting these generations with Gwyn just being like at the end of a long tunnel, which is not really what you want to see if you're heckaroni here. Doing a good job of baiting out though. I think you're good. Very nicely done. Oh no, shot at the end! I forgot about that guy! That guy did a really good job of hiding, because I completely forgot about him. I was already writing it down that one was cleared off by Gwen, and unfortunately not.
Fancy.
Yeah, that's the guard that everyone's buying dinner after, because he definitely saved their asses.
She just asked the flight attendant, do you have any Valium? And the flight attendant goes, I do not carry any of that.
Yeah, I don't think they're allowed to. Alright, so gonna quit out. I think still needs Octavio and Gwen here. And we are seeing Porgy. 4 fish eggs is one of the slower Porgy goals, to be honest, because the fish eggs are actually pretty far apart from each other. But even just getting a little bit of progress on this goal and potentially coming back later could be a good play here. Meanwhile, it doesn't look like we were able to win the battle against the commander difficulty opponent. I feel like if you lose the first one, you probably just reset. Just because you are kind of far behind on resources at that point too, but I guess there's no harm in trying like another battle to see if they don't stock up in time. But the AI having visited 2 different taverns already is not like great. Yeah, heckaroni's just getting the tour of Porgy bosses here. Also, popping up on my Porgy soapbox for a bit. I do think that grabbing that second fuel on the first dive does help you kind of get through a situation like that a little bit easier, where you can suddenly just kind of dash out of the way and grab everything. And part of the reason the fish eggs goal is pretty long is because you have to go over here and grab buster torpedoes too, because 2 of the fastest fish eggs are behind the missile wall, or actually 3 of them are. So there's like no getting around the buster torpedoes for this goal, which ends up being okay because they're not like that far away, but smart call to just dash in there and dash back out. Those seahorses are definitely the hardest part of the buster torpedoes run. And I guess for everyone who doesn't know Porgy, one of the nice things about the goals is they all kind of build on top of each other. So if you want to learn Porgy, you can kind of just start at like the easy goal and work your way up to the very hard. And technically like one of the very hard routes goes a completely different way from what the other like missile collections and fish eggs and stuff are. But I also do have a route in the resource dock that basically just keeps building on itself, so you only really have to learn like one really big route, and you can do it like piece by piece for every other goal. So it does look like Zuzu was actually able to build up his army pretty well here. And it does also look like Heckaroni is going for the double fish egg here, which, depending on your enemy comfort, can be fine. One of the nice things about the fish egg goal is, unlike every other thing in Porgy, the fish eggs save as soon as you drop them off at the mom, even if you like die on the way back to base. Oh, we are going for all 3. This is definitely manageable, but you don't really want to be dashing again. Welcome back, Winter with Food. You want to try to pop up here, break a coral, and come back out, and you want to have about 2 fuel tanks left. You can like kind of get back there with less than 2, but you really got to be careful. Personally, while it is in the goal that you can get this 3 fish eggs all in one swoop, I would rather probably just pop up and grab the other 2 and then come grab this last one. This specific fuel is probably okay, but is definitely cutting it pretty close. So as long as this squid up here behaves, heckaroni should be okay. Okay, that squid was pretty nice. That squid can sometimes get all up on you. And thankfully you do not have to go back, but I think heckaroni kind of confirming that by just going back anyway. As I was mentioning, the fish eggs are the one thing that's safe when you just drop them off there. But we do have just enough fuel to make it all the way back too, so nicely done. And the 4th fish egg is just going to be behind the buster torpedoes. Unless they're going for a different 4th egg. But I'm pretty sure the one behind the buster torpedoes is fastest. Oh, there's going to be an ad in a sec, as a heads up everyone, sorry. So, unfortunately for heckaroni, I think they're gonna try to go to this coral down here, but this coral down here is for a torpedo, not a fish egg. Yeah. To my knowledge, the 4th fastest fish egg is the one behind the buster torpedoes. They might still be able to make it back here and get just an extra fuel just in case. But yeah, probably better just reset. So I have not been looking at how Lords of Disconia has been going, but it looks like it's going pretty well, actually. We got a buffed golem over here and a very healthy knight, but it looks like that is the AI's last unit. So even if the AI... Oh, there's a water guy over there too. And a cleric. Okay, so this is still a pretty even battle then. Mostly... Oh, that was a nice shot. I was gonna say mostly grabbing the heel there, but... AI being AI. I always forget, that's not AI, that's just Zuzu being good. In my head, the AI is red, but they're definitely not. So the good news is you don't actually have to win a full war, because the AI would definitely be in a pretty intimidating spot here with how much gold they have. As long as Zuzu is able to pick up... Oh, this is actually going to be a snipe, because I don't think that... Is heckaroni in this for the center square? Heckaroni might be in this for the center square, actually, based on that reset. Nope. Going down to the bottom, and this is going to be a presumable snipe. I guess I don't really know how Zuzu's getting over there. There is still that cleric down there.
She does not need 33 milligrams.
Ended the turn in the fog, no, but did take out that guy at least. And I guess it's actually probably better that this knight is forced to come over here and attack, because that way you don't waste your turn having to attack it. And I think this should be enough HP, yeah, to just take it out here. So this is going to be a straight up UFO rush here. Are we seeing a hold? I think we are. So it does look... I'm not sure why we're going back into main max with this hold, but since Porgy just got marked off, Zuzu does know that it's going to take at least like a little bit to get through Lords of Disconia, even if that's what happened to be there. Yeah, and just gets a little bit of a head start to be able to try to grab a big shiny here. I did think that Zuzu was going to immediately push for the UFO rush here, but I guess may just be trying to bait Heckaroni to doing it. So nice part about Onion Delivery UFO is you kind of just keep going down and right on the main streets until you get there. Getting shot again on the way to the big shiny, unfortunately. The big shiny routes are pretty tough. Oh, Heckaroni, you got, I was gonna say, you gotta hit A at least once. So probably now using this time to remember where all of the other UFOs are. I'm almost certain this is just for a UFO winner. Alright, we are also going to see the Golfaria one, which is good because that synergizes with the progress they already have in Golfaria. I tend to normally go to the right and then up, but I think with 9 extra strokes it might not even end up mattering. Still counts as pin golf. True. Yeah, like you can get to the Easter egg UFO this way if you're Heckaroni, but I tend to prefer to go to the right and then up and then like pretty much go up to the base of the mountain and then from there just go over to the desert. I think with their extra strokes this is like theoretically possible, but still definitely harder. Understandable. I was there for that portion of the match. It's kind of wild to me this season. That was a wild ass bounce. It's kind of wild to me this season that Pin Golf Gold / Cherry is still pretty fast, but not like a guaranteed super fast thing that you bust out every single opportunity that you get a chance to. And I think part of that is just because players have gotten really heckin' good at bingo goals, and sometimes spending 5 whole minutes on a game is actually quite a long time. Yeah, I expect that will not be a super long-term thing, but I definitely don't blame you on being a little salty about it right now. So I think even with Heckaroni just going this way with the extra strokes, it should be fine. But I think they are going to have to go a little bit north here. Yeah, they're gonna have to go way up, but I think they think it's down from here, but it's definitely up from here. They are at the edge of the map now, but they gotta go like way up in the next 11 strokes, and I think they still think it's down from here. No, heckaroni, it's higher. I think they would have been okay if they just went up instead of down at that part where they decided to go. Pheromone doesn't help here, but the extra health kind of does. Although I still don't know if Zuzu actually has like the additional shrink potion or not. I don't know if you actually need that one. Did they see the UFO? I didn't actually see if they saw that one in time, because I was looking at Minnie and Max for one whole second. One stroke left saw it? Okay. That was a good save on their part then, because I thought they were kind of done with the strokes that they had. Thank you, chat. There's a UFO there.
One bite.
Meanwhile, Zuzu unfortunately is having a little bit of a hard time in this Minnie and Max Big Shiny. Pheromone at least does help until they get down to micro size here to try to get in here. But I guess I do wonder if it maybe would have been a little more beneficial for them to try to push this UFO rush also. So there's the UFO and Fist Hell. There is not a UFO in Quibble Race. Are we just grabbing the Quibble Race space? Or was that enough UFOs? Wait, what was the fifth one? They didn't see the one in Onion Delivery. Because I counted them at 4. They got Star Wasper, Pingolf, Fistel, and Golfaria for sure. But I didn't see them get it in Onion Delivery, and they haven't undusted Rockshaw's at Party House. Does anyone happen to know if that was the 5th one?
Barrette. They keep spelling it like beret.
I'll just ask Heckaroni in chat while they're working on Quibble Race. Because I'm not 100% sure what the 5th one was. I believe so. In my 10 onion run, I went through Jurley's. Okay, I might need to ask for a pause then.
What are you gonna do?
Okay. Alright, timer stops at 101:55 because I have to reset it this way for some reason. 1 second, y'all. Oh, and if anyone happens to see how long Zuzu's been going for after this, because we're gonna have to restart that.
I wonder what happens. The girls are fighting.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm caught up on all my shows.
looks like Zuzu saw it. They did collect a big shiny first, which I guess I don't exactly know what to do if I've asked for a pause and a player's selected a pause. Okay, so I'm watching back Onion Delivery towards the end to just see if Heckaroni happened to see it. If anyone wants to help out here and see how long Zuzu was going for after the timer stops, that would be helpful. Sorry, y'all, one sec. We have the delivery to Jurley's now. Okay, so after review, we did not see the UFO on that run, and that was definitely the only run that it would have gone in on. And looks like pause was at 1:15:50. Okay, and it looks like it was 1:16:50 when he stopped, so it's a pretty even minute. $1:16:30. I'll go 1:16:30. So that's 40 seconds. Zuzu will have a 40-second delay before he can restart. Okay. So, glad I checked that. I don't think it impacts very much because Heckaroni was very close to finishing that one. Okay. And Heckaroni's back in, almost certainly just going to grab this onion delivery space, which is kind of what I figured the results of this were going to be, just because it's pretty quick at this point, and you can do this in the 50 seconds. Oh.
Yeah, all of it's on HBO Max.
Nice.
You still need this?
No, thank you. Alright, so gonna have to go a little up from here. It's up and to the right. There you go. Felt bad having to stop the match about that, but definitely didn't actually see the UFO on that first run because it just kept going straight up, so. I don't know if they... Does Heckaroni know if that's the UFO? Because he's already seen it. Just blow up in front of the UFO, that's fine too. Alright, cool. We're seeing one of my favorite squares here, VIPs only. So this allows you to play a specific party house seed, which goes to the bingo sync board. So if y'all want to play along at home, use 372043, and you will get the exact same party house seed, hopefully not with cops right away.
Options they have? ADA, IO, and research?
That's annoying.
That can't be it.
If y'all would like to spam, by the way, we do have the cops. Yes, we do have good star guests here. We do have mascot, which is an interesting pick. I personally don't really love mascot, just because you have to load your deck with a bunch of other stuff. But we do see hippies, we do see security. No money. Yeah. The money situation is a little rough for comedians, actually. So I don't blame them on that. I didn't notice that till they said anything, but yeah, everything is costing money here. And you definitely need some kind of money generation to be able to get through there. So while the rest of this seed is good, I don't even blame them for stocking up on Rich Pals here, because that is literally their only...
That's what you gotta do.
Yep, that is literally the only thing they can do for money, so...
Is it a random one?
Yeah, it's a random one, but specifically it's the bingo sync seed. So if they restart over, they can use the same one again. But that also means that they're never going to get a random scenario with money out of this. This party house seed makes money the old-fashioned way and just invites all of your rich friends to give you $1 at a time. Yeah, I think the maximum is actually like $7 in a party. I forget if you start with 3 or 4 Rich Pals, but... And unfortunately, the mascot only gives bonus for old friends and not Rich Pals also.
Only to get a gangster or gambler.
Yeah.
Because then they're trouble.
Yeah, Guri, I've voiced the same complaint, honestly. Because it does sort of seem like this should count as a random scenario in Party House if there's a goal on the board that helps with that. Because, like, you can't repeat this for 2 random scenarios, obviously, but I think it should count for at least one of them. So thankfully it has the money generation to actually be able to have the full parties for comedians. I think it might be worth it to grab the hippies just to make sure that you can actually go to full parties here. Yeah, I agree, Guri. Party House is already kind of struggling in bingo as it is, and I don't think it really needs any more help by, like, not having squares that connect with each other and stuff.
That makes me so sad because it's my favorite game.
Well, it's mine too. It's just...
But not for bingo.
Yeah, it's kind of hard for bingo because you want to play it fast. And
it's a hard game to play fast.
It's a hard game to play fast, and it's a random game to play fast.
Yeah,
but
I get it. I'm just a casual player. I'm not a bingo player.
Yeah. I prefer the Party House goals with random scenarios, though, because otherwise it kind of is just, like, play best wishes and do it well. We do have at least 2 star guests now, but only 6 days. We are going to be able to buy another alien. Is that 3? Oh, we also have a ghost, so we actually do have all 4.
I still don't even have my cherry after I almost one-shot it, by the way.
Yeah, to be fair, you haven't been able to play in a while.
Well, yeah,
but
I know, and that soured it for me.
yeah. Bun got to her final day. Oh, yeah, we got the magicians! Magic 'em in! Good job! That right there is why I love magicians. That was a good, clean way to play that seed, because there was a lot of money generation there.
Very bitter. Still my favorite game, but I haven't played another random scenario since.
Yeah. So now we are both racing the Big Bell Race square here, which is pretty interesting. If I'm Heckaroni, the only way that Zuzu can come back is if they grab 4 spaces here, or try to push that middle column bingo, because that's the only realistic bingo left. I guess theoretically Heckaroni can still get the wave 2 or the row 2 bingo here. But given that we already have like a full race advantage here, and looking like this is going to be another win here, I guess, barring red ship going off here. Unless Zuzu is red ship, I guess. I think Zuzu is red ship, actually, so I believe... Oh, we're on race 6. And also Zuzu is orange, not red. Yeah, that is pretty interesting. It's funny how just not pushing the bottom bingo actually ended up kind of hurting Zuzu a lot there. Because like even if Zuzu was like only just starting UFOs when that happened, all of the progress on that square as well as that square would have went to Zuzu, which would have been a bingo. But because Zuzu wasn't working on that square in any way, shape, or form, it just went back to being unmarked, and then Heckaroni was able to grab it right away. Okay, so that is at least 1 race down for Zuzu. I'm going to assume that they also got the first course, because otherwise they probably wouldn't be staying in it this long for it. So I think Zuzu just needs 1 more.
Chaos starring Snoop Dogg is a game? On Luna. Oh right, because it's not kind of getting. Okay.
I think they gave it a new name to hope people would ever use it.
Confusing all kinds of people.
So unfortunately got shot on the way down that tunnel there. The Big Bell Race AI can sometimes be a little mean if you get caught up in close quarters with it, but thankfully they also never take shortcuts, so if you're comfortable in the shortcuts in Big Bell Race, you can make up a lot of ground, which we've seen here, because Zuzu was a full lap behind with the way the goal is, and is now almost lapping people. And I think this will be number 3. I didn't actually see them get race 1, but I was gonna say I would imagine they'd have a hard time staying in past race 1 if they didn't get it. I don't know. Are we gonna see work less? We are. Okay. So thankfully for Zuzu, this is only 1 game of Bug Hunter. Unfortunately for Zuzu, it is still one game of Bug Hunter. And it is job 7, where you get a pretty wide variety of things that you gotta kill. And not very many days to do it. So I don't think Heckaroni's seen that square got marked off. Because they are still working on it. There you go. Zuzu will still need 3 squares in the next, like, half hour or so. So it's kind of interesting at this point in the game. If you're Heckaroni, like, your mindset may shift from just try to get everything, like, as fast as you can to just try to get goals that you're not going to get sniped on here. And also, VIPs only does count for Party House, so it's a little bit of progress in Amy at least. I am a little surprised to see not pushing for Amy here, just because the Party House portion of that goal is arguably the longest part of that goal. But I think actually what we're seeing here is potentially defeat a boss in 6 different games. Which I believe is still just 1-0. I don't remember if Zuzu got boss progress in Cyber Owls earlier, but I think that was the only game either player went into with bosses before this. Or at least it's bosses they could realistically fight. Because I know they didn't go into Mini and Max because they were busy with the big shiny for a while. So I've looked away for a little bit in Bug Hunter, and I'm just looking back now. But halfway through kills, but a little over halfway through the game, this combination of bugs is a little awkward. But doing a good job on that day, at least. Suddenly there's 3 eggs in the corner because an anti-energy decided to drop on top of each other. And suddenly Zuzu is looking a little rough in this situation. I think you gotta go right and start taking out those eggs. I'll confirm that we're caught up on bosses after this, but I think it's only 2-0 for bosses. So, a theoretical question that just came up because I'm not very familiar with this very hard. If I go into Valbrace and level up at 2 thrones, and then die, and then defeat the Phantom Knight on that second attempt, does that still count as meeting that goal? Or do the level up at 2 thrones and defeat the Phantom Knight have to be in the same life? Because I assume you just need the level ups and the defeat the boss, but either way, that is a pretty hard, very hard, so. Believe it should still count? Okay. Because if I was going for the goal and that happened, I would still probably mark it off in that scenario. But I guess I'm not 100% sure. Oh, that game of Bug Hunter turned around. I looked away for like 2 seconds. I was not expecting that. So good job, Zuzu. That came in clutch on the final day. And suddenly Zuzu's only one behind. Going into Overbold to complete a wave of 800. And this game is caught up quite nicely. Yeah, I looked away from Bug Hunter for a little bit just to confirm that this Cyber Owl's boss was going down, which it is. So that's 3, potentially a boss in Star Wasper. I'm gonna mark the Star Wasper boss because I don't actually remember how far they got into Star Wasper. Okay, yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, where obviously you have to get there in one life to be able to accomplish the first part. But, like, if you were to die after that, it's fine. So, it's a scary situation to be in. Oh, good dodge out of there. Oh, and then getting hit by the pumpkin. Commentators cursing Overbold. I'm sorry, Zuzu. So, thinking about it, it is possible that Heckaroni is holding on to that Amy progress for later in the game, knowing that the party house square is obviously like visibly marked on the board, and if they need to go into it, they at least have the party house game of advantage, because that alone probably is doing enough to deter Zuzu from trying to rush that square, even though it's probably safer, if not faster, than this Overbold one. Okay, so it doesn't look like they have Star Wasper yet, but they are going to now. So I think my boss count is correct, and after Star Wasper, this will be number 5. And I guess actually on that note, number 6 could be bosses in Fist Hell to be able to work on Amy a little bit here too. But I think arguably more importantly for Heckaroni here, defeat a boss in 6 games will block the last 2 bingos for Zuzu. Which guarantees that this game is going to majority, at which point Heckaroni is in a pretty good spot to seal it up. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, my bingo practice this season has been mostly trying to make sure that I'm not like super scared of going into any game. So like if worst comes to worst, I can do that. I think even with all of my practice, including practice I've also given it, Overbold is still one of those games that is just unfortunately scary no matter how good at it you are. You get unlucky with the watermelon again?
Oh, whatever Mulver's cooking is like making me sick.
Oh. Also, Yellow Ship Enjoyer. How exciting. Okay. So that should be a boss in 5. And we are going to see Fist Hell for number 6. So, good synergy there. This will basically guarantee that this game goes to majority, and also will give Heckaroni a good advantage here. Towards the end game of a bingo match, obviously it's pretty important to stay ahead of your opponent for tiebreaker purposes anyway. But specifically getting to your 12th square first in a bingo match is very important, because at that point it basically forces your opponent to need to black out the rest of the board and also snipe you on every single other goal, which is a pretty tough ass to come back from a lot of the time. I was gonna ask if you wanted me to make dinner when this is done, but I guess not now.
Whenever whoever's done cooking is done cooking. But I'm not hungry anywhere in the slightest right now.
I understand.
Don't know what they're cooking, but I hate it.
Oh, those pumpkins keep coming in. Getting wombo comboed and fistel. I typically try to leave these blue guys away, but I swear they've been more mean recently than they normally are. Because they can stand right next to you and not do any damage, but if you leave these guys kind of sitting off to the side, they actually do quite a lot. Yeah, Guri, definitely. It does make me feel better that even A tier has, the, oh crap, I gotta go into blink moments. Okay, got the juggle spot set back up. That's a boss in 6, and it's probably just gonna stay in for the rest of Amy. And, assuming that, heckaroni is able to grab Amy, which they're gonna have, 2 games of advantage on here. They'll be able to grab square number 12 and force heckaroni, or force zuzu in the final 15-ish minutes to do quite a lot of stuff. And I don't know if it's possible to do that much stuff in 15 minutes. The recession made them angry. The recession did that to a lot of people, so... So in other exciting bingo news, for those that don't know, there was a new thing started today that we're going to be doing. That's basically the daily Wordle puzzles, but for a bingo board, and just trying to see how fast you can quickly get through one of the bingo lines or whatever. So I'll be attempting that after this Bingocast and post-game stuff are over. And then I'll probably end up taking a little bit of a break to hopefully make us dinner after these people are done cooking, because...
Yeah, they're making me want to never eat again. What are they even cooking? It smells disgusting.
I don't know. Yeah, so Dom mentioned it earlier today and then made a thread about it in the Bingo Discord. But basically there's a shared board that everyone's using for today. And then just trying to see whatever bingo line they can get off of that bingo board and how fast they can do it. And then Dom will post another bingo board tomorrow, and so on and so on. And Frank mentioned potentially adding in functionality to the site for it. I don't know if that's coming anytime soon or not, but knowing Frank, it could be up in 5 minutes. You tried doing it with block koala cherry? Well, I'm glad that you were able to squeeze that in. Gotta be careful here because these werewolves can do a lot of damage. this werewolf gonna run right into spot? No, of course not. Sometimes that werewolf can run right into your punch combo, and that's really nice, but other times it just sits right outside and makes it really annoying. And this is a kind of tough spot to be in. Now, there are a lot of guys on screen, and this is still like minimum power Amy. Oh yeah, unfortunate. Yeah, this fight is pretty hard with Amy. I typically try to get the $20 in stage 1 just so you can get her up to 2 power. Because even at 2 power, the amount of time you have to spend juggling is like way less. And for Amy specifically, it's a lot easier to kind of just get through it fast. Her like really good throw is actually pretty helpful for clearing stuff off the ground, but it unfortunately doesn't help too much with the stage 2 boss. Yeah, I don't entirely know how to do it at 1 power either. Like, obviously it's the same thing but longer. But definitely the longer you spend in that fight, the more werewolves spawn, and the more werewolves spawn, it kind of just slowly creeps up out of control. So, barring an incredible comeback in these last 2 minutes, it does look like Heckaroni is going to go up to 5-2, which I believe, based on my playoff analysis stuff that I did for Monday Night Bingo last week, should mean that they're in playoffs. I'll, after the results of this weekend, try to rerun it and see, but unfortunately Overbold is being a little rough here. So we are almost back up to the boss fight, but once again 1 power Amy is unfortunately being a little rough here. I don't think he's going to be able to go get the food in time. Yeah, they're going to kick you off that train. That's a little tough. Could have potentially been worth it to juggle that last chicken lady a little bit more to try to get a little bit more food. But the only food you're going to be able to get is this one coming up here. It does help for the juggle if you're on the right side of this guy, so you don't get swarmed on both sides. Oh, but we're just seeing throw the trash can at the guy. Honorable strats. Unfortunately, honorable strats in Fistel tend to not pay off super well, just because playing this game honorably is difficult. Yeah. So unfortunately, missing out on the power upgrade in stage 1 definitely makes stage 2 as Amy a lot harder. You can kind of get through stage 1 with 1 power okay, because the only thing it really makes longer is killing this like rushing purple dude in the final boss fight. But stage 2 just has so much bulkier of enemies, including that guy that is the boss of this stage, that I almost wonder if it's maybe faster to just reset and do stage 1 until you get the money. Probably not worth it at this stage of the game. Just because it would make more sense to get the progress here, but Like, I think even if this round of this wave is done optimally, it still might have been faster to just get through this with 2 power. I mean, that is technically what I said, yes. The shotgun is great when it hits, but it has like the weirdest hitbox, so I don't blame Heckaroni for missing all of those shots, honestly. Also, I just now noticed this, but it is really funny that on another board, Amy and Party House are in the same line, and theoretically could have been a bingo that Heckaroni pushed if they were able to get that in impact goal earlier. For some reason, Amy keeps popping up in lines, or at least boards, with a lot of other Fist Hell and or Party House and or Hotfoot, which is really funny. Did rush over to get those fries and got them just in time this time. So that'll help. I think it'll potentially help more if Heckaroni is able to get on the right side of this boss and just juggle him for forever. It looks like we're going with the trash can against the wall strats a bit again. Yeah, unfortunately this boss fight just gets a little tough if you're not in a good spot. This is a pretty good spot to be in though. Even though the boss is blocking a lot of shots, you want to be near the bottom of the screen so the guys can't swarm around you. And the werewolves are at least behaving a little nicer here. And now can just safely juggle. This looks good, very nice. This is still probably going to take a while at 1 power, but eventually it does go down. Get that flex off, Amy. Good job. Now has a couple of minutes to just beat 2 levels in Fist Hell, with Amy being one of the 2 characters. This is probably the easiest part of Fist Hell. I think I accidentally went into draft mode when they can just build. Yeah. I like trying to bully July and being the one who gets bullied instead. That's personally why I like to just use July, because when I carried this game, Edgar was actually my final opponent, specifically because he would try to rush onto your side and grab the beanbags, and you can kind of just keep pushing him over and over again and avoid the robot entirely. That was a big explosion in Overbold. So I think now probably just wants this Overbold squared for pride. I don't know if he's going to be able to grab it the next like 2.5 minutes, but anything is possible. I appreciate that Heckaroni is actually having to use Amy here to be able to win. Looking like the Edgar cheese is going much better this time. We have 1 minute to get 4 more points in Amy. Got a beanbag again. Got 1 point there. Knocked over the kid. 1 more point. And there you go. Alright, we were able to grab Amy and up to 12 squares. And in the last minute, I don't think there's too much. You might as well hop into Overbold, but... so Heckaroni grabbing all 4 general goals on this board that got marked off definitely is the deciding factor here, honestly. Yeah, Overbold is not being kind, but we only have a couple more seconds anyway. Okay. And that is time. GG to both players. Very well done.
I think my timer is like 3 minutes off.
Oh yeah,
GG.
yeah, we had to pause it during the review. I think I should have reminded y'all what the time was gonna be at when I unstarted that. That was my bad.
All good. I'm very sorry about the mismark. I feel really bad about it.
It happens.
It's a good thing I wasn't going for that anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really surprised. I was like, the moment I realized that the UFO isn't right at Jurley's and that I didn't see it.
Yeah.
I thought I had lost the game because I was like,
in your defense,
doing UFOs.
In your defense, it's not that far from Jurley's, but I had to go back and watch, and you were like a half a block away from seeing it.
Yeah.
The reason I didn't go for it is because I saw that you already went into Galfaria.
Yeah.
And I thought you might have already gotten the UFO there.
Yeah, no, that's a fair judgment.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, GG's. That was fun.
That was
hard. It was really hard for me. I was struggling so much on that.
We both immediately went for Nightmare or Gold Disc, and you sniped it from me by about a second.
Yeah, it was to the point where the optimization that Zuzu made in like the final room ended up actually being the difference in that.
Oh my god.
I'll have to go back and make.
I was like on the wrong game at first. And
yeah.
It lasted me like 5 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a very tense race. I think Heckaroni actually ended up getting sniped a couple of times throughout this match, if I was counting right.
Yeah, on Mooncat as well. I was in Disconia for a bit. I was in Bell Race for a bit.
Yeah.
I was struggling with Bell Race too. I'm surprised I got that.
Yeah, the Big Bell Race goal, I think every Big Bell Race goal, honestly, is pretty hard. I feel like that's like a sleeper game for a really difficult game to just be good at in Bingo.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, very fun match. Definitely worthy of 2 teams competing for playoffs in B2 for sure. You both played well.
Yeah.
Overworld
Yeah,
was mean,
very well
but
played, Zuzu.
Overworld is definitely mean.
I
What?
have no idea how the playoffs work. Sorry, I kind of cut you off there.
No, you're good.
No.
So
Could you like explain to me how the playoffs work?
yeah, so basically after next week, I think looking over it, it's whoever has the most wins, and then once it's tied for wins, it's whoever won head to head if it's like two people with the same record. And then if it's like three or more people with the same record, it'll go to bingo wins from there. So I forget exactly how many bingos either of you have, but the amount of times you're able to bingo is like one of the main tiebreakers or whatever. And then from there, I think it's total points. I don't remember. There might be some stuff in between, but basically win-loss record is first, and then head-to-head, and then bingo wins, and then a bunch of other stuff from there.
And then toe-to-toe.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
And then, yeah, it's top 8 single elimination, right?
Yeah, and then when you get to playoffs, basically the first seed in playoffs will play number 8, second seed will play number 7, so on and so on. And then it'll just be single elimination for whoever wins their match. And then I think this counts for your guys' tier 2, where B tier grand finals are actually going to be a best of 3, where...
Whoa.
Yeah, so I think that is... I know that's the case for at least B1. I'm not sure if it's the case for B2 also, but I think it is. So the only thing that really changes in playoffs is that the games in playoffs are a little bit longer because they're 2 hours and 15 minutes instead of an hour 45. And there's no like 12 to 12 tie. It would just go down to whoever gets the 13th square first.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think I kind of covered B2 stuff, and I remembered both of you being still in contention for it. And I think even with a loss today, Zuzu, I think you're still in it, but I'll have to look once all the games are done
Really?
this week. Yeah, because...
I'm surprised because I lost the first couple of weeks, but then I won like 4 weeks in a row.
yeah, so looking at the
I
standings
think we're
right
both
now...
4 and 2.
Yeah, so you both were
going
4 and
into this
2, and it looks like there's basically 9 teams that are 4 and 3 or better. So one of the 4 and 3 teams currently is going to be on the outside looking in here. And then I think it comes down to just however y'all played each other this season. And I think that'll probably be more like Matt analyzing that from my understanding, but I'm going to try to do it for the Monday Night Bingo recap thing this week anyway, so I'll probably figure it out and have like rough idea more on Monday. But just looking at the records, basically Adore, Liz, Ivan, Toots, Zuzu, Grape, Heckaroni, A Guy, and Stu are all 4 and 3 or better. And then there's a jump from there down to 1 and 4 and 1 and 5. So I think those people were like officially out of contention. But there's basically 9 players competing for 8 spots right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, should be fun. Looking forward to it. I think we'll have a better idea of where everyone's at after Sunday when everyone's played. But
Yeah, I'm excited.
yeah, it was a very fun game.
It's gonna be great.
Very fun playoffs. And
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too.
yeah, and y'all put up a good game. It was fun to commentate. I'll upload it after stream today, so it should be up in a couple hours probably.
All right.
But yeah,
All right.
you're welcome, of course. Cast.
Thank you.
All right, have a good one. Kate. Yep.
GG and good night, everyone.
Yeah, have a good night, everyone.
You too.
We will be continuing our stream here. I'll probably pop off of mic, just because it's been a little easier for me to practice without mic and stuff. But we are going to do a little something special before I pop off on mic. So, as I mentioned at the end of the cast, we actually have like a brand new thing that we're going to try right now, courtesy of Dom putting it together today, where everyone has like one board that we can do for like a Wordle kind of daily thing, and we're all just gonna see who can try to get the fastest line first and who can figure out like what bingo to go for quickest and then actually do it and stuff. So okay, let's check that out. I think it's just at the top of daily bingo. Okay, it's going to be this board. Let me run an ad while this is getting set up, and I'll probably have a dab and stuff, but we will be live with some UFO 50 bingo practice in just a couple minutes.